All right, we were talking to him up top. He decided to come grace us with his presence. Ladies and gentlemen, Drew Powell's on the show now. How are you, buddy?
What's up, dude?
What's up, Timmy?
Good to see you.
All right.
Oh, you get the couches on Sirius.
Oh, yeah, this is a big
I've been
money
on the
production.
radio in plastic chairs all morning.
Welcome.
I mean, you want to see the impressive part.
Kick your
Anybody
shoes
got like
off.
a beer or two we could
Oh, come on. Oh,
Kick
that's
your
like
shoes
Burt
off,
Reynolds.
stay a while. No.
Hi, boys.
You're dressed too much for Burt Reynolds. You got to take that shirt off like you were flirting with up
Yeah,
there.
absolutely. I'm not afraid.
How you doing, buddy?
Dude, this is the greatest. You know, I'm a Hoosier boy.
Yeah.
And so, you know, if I'm anywhere else in the world and it's May, at the end of May, I feel like, why can't I hear engines?
So how does that work? I mean, you know, you're an actor. You got to kind of take the shooting schedules as they're given to you.
You know something about that?
I know something about that.
Yeah.
My wife does the same thing. But I'm curious. Have you ever had to have the conversation where, like, hey, so I know we're supposed to be on location in Hungary the last weekend of May, but any chance I could have the weekend off?
Yeah, well, luckily it's a 3-day weekend, and in Hollywood we don't get many of those holidays.
For sure.
There's a few that we do, and Memorial Day is one of them. So yeah, if I'm in the country, I usually try to get here. This is so good. I feel like we're like just having a sleepover.
It's like a therapy session
There
too.
you go.
Here we go.
So I just want to talk about my feelings.
So how'd that make you feel?
It makes me feel. What I love is coming here, hearing that sound, and then seeing these people. Like there's so many. This is the largest non-religious event in the world, Indy 500, right?
Gathering of humans.
I mean, that's just incredible.
It's so wild when you say it like that to think about that.
In the world.
That world's pretty big.
It's a big world.
It's a big place.
Yeah, it's something like more than 1 out of every 1,000 people in the United States is at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
That's a good point.
It's crazy.
In our little burg here, in the middle,
thanks for
in the
coming,
middle of
guys.
it. Yeah, thanks for being here. And the IndyCar fans are the greatest because they dress up. I saw an Elvis out there. I've seen more American flag the clothing. There's one right there. There we go. Like and people, you know, you see all the jerseys and stuff.
I did see a guy in an American flag Speedo.
Yes.
And
yes.
he probably could have worn a little.
Yeah. You can't unsee that.
Hey man, that's just patriotism. That's all that is right there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's just patriotism.
That's the most diehard.
He's got Maple Leaf underwear on right now.
Dude, it's frustrating because I have like 6 pairs of underwear that have some kind of reference to Canada on them, but I'm not wearing one of them right now, or else I would have absolutely.
I love it.
That would be good. What was your first 500 experience? What was the first time you came here?
First time I came was I think in high school, and we went to the one time I came with my family and got sunburned in the stands.
Yeah,
and
that happens quite a bit here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There was no alcohol involved because I was with my family. The second time I came was in the snake pit, and I kid you not, I saw no less than 5 dudes with Q95 shaved in their back hair. So that was a different experience altogether. I've never seen so many variations of puke. Of mud, it was incredible. But that's a whole nother ballgame out there. I know our boy Connor loves to go there pre-race, which I think is awesome. Get a little taste of that. But then I didn't go for a long time, and then I became friends with Simon Pagino because he liked to show Gotham, and we connected.
Sorry, who?
Drop that name.
Rude. Simon, who is here, he's back at the Speedway. Big round of applause for Simon.
Oh man,
so nice to see him back at a racetrack.
And in the stand with Scotty. What a cool thing. And then driving
driving Jill's car. Yeah. That's going to be
so special.
Oh, it's going to be tough to watch, man. It's going
to be some tears.
I said there's no chance you get around that track without tears streaming out of your face.
No chance.
And so it should be. So then once you start to, and then through him, then I got to meet you and all these dudes, and then you start knowing people, and the race is a little different. You're like, oh, that's my buddy going 230 miles an hour around a track.
It's not just a name and a sponsor anymore.
Yeah.
It's like, oh no, I know him.
Like, wouldn't it be cool to see a wreck? No, it would not be cool to see a wreck. So that changed it. And then once you start getting in just a little bit, you don't have to be scientists, but getting a little bit into the intricacies of the sport, and you're like, oh, this is exciting. It's fun. So yeah, I love it. I come every year, and I love the work you do. Not to blow smoke, but
thanks.
You're very good, which is frustrating because you're good at racing, and you're good at you're probably going to be good at acting too.
Oh no. We've got an actor in the family. We don't need another one.
You're right about that.
You know how. If there's a job that's even less secure than driver, it'd be actor. And so on paper, we're like the least financially secure family, that you could possibly create.
No, did you
maybe
guys
stand-up
just-
comic?
You guys just decided
Yeah,
at 6 years old. It's like, hey, this is what I'm gonna do.
Yep.
Boom.
Just full stop.
That's it.
Never really grew
That's
up.
it. Yeah,
never
most
wanted
people grow out of that.
Yeah.
You guys still have a favorite dinosaur?
Velociraptor. Obviously, that's an insane question.
Always. Velociraptor, of course.
Okay.
So Becky and I just
would've gone
watched
with
your
the-
latest. I assume it was your latest movie, Hillary Swank.
Yeah,
and
Ordinary Angels.
Ordinary
So
Angels.
good. So
Yeah.
good.
Oh, thanks, guys.
Unbelievable story. You
It's
did
true.
a great.
It's,
Yeah,
and
no,
it's all true. It's not even embellished. Like the true story was both daughters had that disease and both had to get transplants.
Oh, no
But it
way.
was too much for Hollywood. Like that story is so insane, and the real people were at the premiere in New York. It was so powerful.
I haven't
If you
heard
haven't
about
seen
that.
it, get a box of tissues. I say this to all my guy friends specifically who think they're tough guys. I'm like, if you can make it through that movie without crying, I will pay for your ticket. I have
Yeah.
not bought one ticket yet. And it's just
Has
awesome.
anybody seen it in the audience? You got to look
Oh
it
yes,
up. Yeah, it's
tears. Yeah. Oh yeah. Box of
Great
tears.
movie.
Tissues. Alan Richardson's in it, who's blowing up now. He's been in everything. Jack Reacher and
Yeah.
Fast and the Furious, and Hillary is always going to be Hillary. She's awesome. And I look like a cross between my dad in the '80s and Ned Flanders.
It was so weird, man. It was so
Freaking what?
weird without the full. I only know you with the beard, and like it's funny because we were watching it. Becky, Evan, and I were watching it, and we're sitting there, and we're like, "Oh man, I can't wait to see him on screen or whatever." And it was like the second or third shot in that first scene, and we're like, "Oh, oh my
That's
god, that's him! Holy crap! Like, we didn't recognize you."
100%. Yeah,
Power
most
Hollywood.
people do that. Like what?
Yeah.
But I will say I have another movie with the same director in Lionsgate, same production company, Kingdom, and it's coming out next February. So we gotta wait. We shot it in COVID, like in
Oh, no
hard
way.
COVID.
Okay.
Yeah. And then it got pushed because nobody was going to the movies. And then Tom Cruise and Avatar got everybody back to the movies.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, that's all I can think of is Top Gun quotes with these Thunderbirds
Dude,
going.
Maverick was one of the best
Exactly.
movies of the last. Yeah.
The pattern is full. But but this movie is so good, and it's another true story, just like a family with a kid who has autism, which I know affects a lot of people. And it's just an awesome movie. And I play this funny part. I don't want to spoil, but it's so February 25th, Unbreakable Boy. We got a lot of time to think about it, but I'm so excited about
That's
it.
awesome, man. Congrats on that. Are you working on anything else right now? You got anything in the pipeline, or?
I just finished. Well, I did Curb Your Enthusiasm, which came out this season.
Yeah,
that was a lot of
But you were
fun.
hilarious.
Thank
man.
you.
So
Thank
good,
you.
man. What an
Did you ever get
experience.
that hug?
It never got that hug.
Never got that hug.
But you know what they cut, Tim, that I wish they wouldn't have, is I went for because it's all improv. There's no, in case you don't know, there's no script. So they just say, here's what's going to happen in the scene, go. And then you're like, tightrope without a net. It's insane.
incredible,
You understand, right?
It's incredible.
Oh, yeah, that's
The most mentally exhausting job I've ever had in my
I
life.
can
And
imagine.
here I am with Larry David and Tracy Ullman, who is the queen of improv and the queen of sketch comedy. So she's sitting there, and I go for the hug because that just felt natural. That's what Drew would do. And he's like, good God, man, no hugging. And so then I just grab Tracy, and I pick her up, and I spin her around, and she does this like crazy little scream. But they cut it. But it lives in my brain anyway. But then I did this Netflix show that's coming out in September about the Menendez brothers
Oh, no way.
with Ryan Murphy.
Oh,
And
nice.
so it's
That's a crazy story.
Oh yeah, crazy story. And Ryan Murphy. He did Dahmer. He's done all this. All his things are like enhanced by
Is it
20X.
like that dark kind of same vibe
Oh
as
yeah,
Dahmer?
yeah. He's telling a story, but he's also, it's just like everything is blown out. It's like it's really a feast for the senses. That's why it does so well. People are attracted to it. But I just play. I play one of the cops that investigated the thing, and it's a great. The whole thing is nuts. The way it all went down. So it's kind of for people that remember. It'll be like, oh yeah, that was the first real televised. That was before OJ. It was before all that stuff. So that comes out in September, and I think people are going to dig that. And
And Ryan's another Hoosier, so you're gonna.
yeah, that's right. Although I don't think I think he's renounced his.
He doesn't identify
I don't
as
think
Hoosier
this wasn't
anymore.
He's not here.
He's not here. He's not here.
He's not in the snake pit on Sunday? That's weird. That's weird.
Oh, that would be great footage, though.
Well, look, buddy, thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you
guys
for
are the best.
being here, for being such a fan of the sport. Please,
sir.
big round of applause for Drew Powell.
Appreciate you guys.
Before you go, who's your pick?
Connor Daly.
Connor Daly.
Let's go.
All right,
Oh,
the
boy.
local
Yeah,
boy.
Connor.
Going for that
Let's go.
hometown win.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you
you,
coming, man.
All right.